Every single challenge that you're going to face in this life has got a window of opportunity in it, right? Something that you can pull out of it, that you can do something about. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to talk about opportunity within the shit, right? Einstein said that in the middle of any difficulty there lies opportunity, words to that effect, right? And what he meant was that regardless of what position you're in, what situation you're in, what difficulty you're in your life, what problems you're facing, physical problems, mental problems, there is an opportunity for growth, for doing something, taking something good out of it, right? This is sort of on the same lines as behind every cloud there's a silver lining, right? There's light at the end of the tunnel, that kind of thing, right? And I think it's true with anything in life, but it's particularly true with alcohol, or with addiction, or habits, bad habits that you've got in your life. There's two ways of seeing things, right? You can see things in a positive manner, positive light, or you can see things in a negative light. You can focus on the positive or focus on the negative, right? And I'm all about focusing on the positive, right? Because what's the point in focusing on the negative, right? What's the point in seeing the negative or seeing things through a negative lens, right? I'm not talking about not seeing the bad things and weighing up, good versus bad, positive versus negatives, pros and cons. I'm not talking about that. That's not the way I see things, right? I think you have to do that. You have to say, well, what's the situation here? What am I, what kind of, this is a situation that I'm going to go into. These are the negatives, these are the positives. Weigh up the difference and then make your informed decision based on that. But what I'm talking about is seeing things through a negative viewpoint is like, it's like you saying I can't do something, or I won't be able to do this, or making those value judgments based on negativity, right? And those kind of things only make you unhappy. And what's the point in making yourself unhappy, right? Happiness is an inside job. It's something that you get from in here. It doesn't come from outside. It doesn't come from things, from cars or houses, or from people, because you can have as many of those things in your life as can be thrown at you and still be a miserable bastard, Look around at these people who have so-called got everything, right? We a couple of years ago, went to a place called Monte Carlo. It's down in the south of France. Really, really rich, one of the richest areas, only a small little principality of France, I think. It's where Grace Kelly was, and it's where the Monaco Grand Prix is, all those areas. And you would think these people have got everything, and you would think that you'd be hit by a wave of happiness when you walked into this thing. No way. It was like a wave of entitlement more than anything else, Get out of my way. Don't stand in front of here. Who are you, peasant? That kind of attitude. But it wasn't happiness, These people didn't radiate happiness. But you go up to, now I've never been where I've been, up to a Buddhist monastery. I look at the Dalai Lama, right? Every time I look at the Dalai Lama, the guy just seems to be brimming with happiness, because he's found it inside, and you could say, well, yeah, that's what he's selling, so that's what he is selling. He's selling happiness, but that's the kind of thing you can't fake, I mean, he looks genuinely happy. He looks like he's joking around. He's having fun, you know. You know, even when he's talking about serious stuff. Wayne Dyer said that right at the beginning of his book, Erroneous Zones. He said, you know, I don't want to be flippant about mental health. And he's talking about mental health from the perspective of the individual. You know, you building your own mental health. He's not talking about mental patients, although he's dealt with those as well, you know. He's talking about the normal person's health and mental welfare, how they think about themselves. That was what the whole book was about. But he said, I don't want to be flippant about mental health, but he said at the same time, I don't want to treat it the way psychiatrists treat it, with all this fancy jargon, stuff that nobody can understand. Not even half the bloody psychiatrists understand what they're talking about. And it's all designed so that they look good. You know, the psychiatrists look good. He said he wants to bring it down into normal life terms that people can understand. And, you know, to say that this is a process, this is a fun process. You know, you have to look at your life like it's a fun process. Like, if you have a failure, don't look at it like, oh, this is shit. You know, where am I now? Where am I going to be tomorrow? Where's my life leading me? I don't have the abilities to do this. I can't do that. I'm shit at this. I don't look great. I'm overweight. You know, all this negativity it's all surface shit, you know. It's all value judgments. It's all what you have in your own mind about who you are, right? That's what it is. And most of the time it's not true. There's no such thing as too fat, too thin, right? Everybody has got something, you know, that they would like to change about their bodies. Everyone. Everyone has got something that they'd like to change about their lives. The whole point of this video is to show you that, you know, regardless of what problem you have, what issue you've got in your life, right? There is always an opportunity that you can pull out of that problem, right? There is always a light at the end of the tunnel. There's always a silver lining. You have to find that. And if you can find that, it empowers you, right? First and foremost, it gives you power. It gives you knowledge about yourself, and you can use that knowledge about yourself the next time, right? The next time you come up with a problem, you can say to yourself, well, can I use this, what I learned last time? Or you can use just the knowledge of yourself that you've got the ability to get yourself out of problems, and that builds up your character, it builds up your personal repertoire of tools, right? It gives you personal inspiration, which is the best type of inspiration altogether. You know, if you can inspire yourself by small amounts, right? Every time you come up against a problem, think about it positively. Think about how you can figure out a solution, right? Come up on that solution. Bring that solution into your life, right? You know, put your solution into action, and you're guaranteed that you know the next time you do something, you've got that bit more self-confidence about yourself, right? Your own abilities to do these things. It's powerful stuff, you know, and it's the only way that we do anything in life is by doing. You know, you think first, action second, success or failure, right? If you fail, don't look at it like it's you that's been a failure. Look at it like your choice was a little bit skew-if, you know. So how do you get around that? You have a look at it, you see where you went wrong, and you try it again. And if that fails, you try it again. And eventually you'll succeed. You'll find the opportunity, you know, in everything that you come across, because you'll be looking for it. You know, that's the problem with most people, is they don't see the opportunity because they're blind to it, you know. And, you know, the old saying, there's none so blind as those who refuse to see. And that's what boils down to here. You know, You have to be looking for the opportunity in order to find it, you know, because if you don't know it's there, you know, you're not going to see it. So look, if you have any questions, I'll leave them down below. Go over to the website and sign up for the newsletter. Click the subscribe button or hit the like button. And until next time, stay safe, keep the alcohol out your mouth. Keep plodding away at these little things, you know. It's the small successes that build to the big successes. It's the little wins that, you know, build up and mean that at the end of the day you're going to win. You're going to win the war, you know. You're going to win the battle. You're going to be happy. You're going to be, you know, it's all up here. All up here. Everything happens up here. Very little happens out here, out in the real world. It all starts out in your head. You know, if you can get that one fact through and, you know, keep saying that to yourself over and over again, that this is where it all starts. Quitting drinking starts there. Pushing forward to a new life starts there. Getting a great life starts there. Happiness starts there. Everything starts there. Until next time, I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Onwards and upwards.